Welcome to the world of mixed martial arts, a sport that requires the highest level of physical and mental fitness. For decades, MMA has been a platform for showcasing raw athleticism, incredible technique, and boundless passion. But today, we're going to explore a darker side of the sport. We're going to dive into the world of performance-enhancing drugs, where some of the biggest names in MMA have been caught using steroids to gain an unfair advantage over their opponents. Steroids have been a part of the MMA world since the early days of the sport, with fighters always searching for ways to improve their performance. However, the use of steroids in MMA is illegal. Despite the risks and consequences, some fighters have still succumbed to the temptation of using these drugs, causing major scandals and tarnishing their reputation. Let's look at the best fighters who have been popped for PEDs. First up, Mateusz Nicolau, a flyweight with a record of 12 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. He was suspended for using the banned substance anastrozole, and his record since the suspension is 6 wins and 1 loss. Next, we have former bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw with a record of 16 wins and 3 losses. He was suspended for using EPO, and his record since the suspension is 1 win and 1 loss. Chad Mendes, a featherweight with a record of 17 wins and 3 losses, was suspended for using growth hormone. His record since the suspension is 1 win and 2 losses. Gleison Tibau, a lightweight with a record of 32 wins and 11 losses, was suspended for using EPO. His record since the suspension is 4 wins and 5 losses. Michael Prazeres, a welterweight with a record of 26 wins and 2 losses, was suspended for using boldenone, clomiphene, oxandrolone, and an androgenic anabolic steroid. His record since the first suspension is 1 win and 1 loss. Former middleweight champion Anderson Silva, with a record of 33 wins and 8 losses, was suspended for using methyltestosterone and hydrochlorothiazide. His record since the suspension is 2 wins and 4 losses. One of the most high-profile cases is John Jones, a former light heavyweight champion with a record of 21 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no contest. He was suspended for using clomiphene and letrozole in 2016 and a chlorine-substituted anabolic steroid in 2018. His record since the first suspension is 4 wins, 0 losses, and 1 no contest. Brock Lesnar, a former heavyweight champion with a record of 5 wins and 3 losses, was suspended for using clomiphene and hasn't fought since. Now we have Jessica Penne, a strawweight with a record of 12 wins and 4 losses. She was suspended for using DHEA in 2018 and stanozolol in 2020. Her record since the suspensions is 2 wins and 1 loss. Next, we have Nico Montano, a flyweight with a record of 4 wins and 3 losses. She was suspended for using ostarine and hasn't fought since. Amanda Leigh Moss, a bantamweight with a record of 6 wins, 0 losses, and 1 draw, was suspended for using stanozolol. Her record since the suspension is 8 wins and 1 loss and is now at strawweight. Finally, we have Cris Cyborg, a former featherweight champion with a record of 10 wins and 1 loss. She was suspended for using stanozolol, and her record since the suspension is 19 wins and 2 losses. The use of steroids in MMA is not only unfair to opponents, but it also poses a significant risk to the health and safety of the fighters themselves. Steroids can lead to a range of health problems, including heart attacks, liver damage, and even death. In a sport as physically demanding as MMA, the use of these drugs can have devastating consequences. If you stayed around, please share and like this video, and subscribe to this channel. I got another video right here. Thanks for watching.